What's up, punkheads? Welcome to the GameOverGreggy show. I am one of your hosts, Greg Miller, alongside the producer/seducer, Nick Scarpino.
Hello, everyone.
How are you?
Well,
drinking a Diet Coke?
a little hot tonight.
He's producing and seducing.
You should
Producing a
stop.
lot of sweat. It's abnormally hot in San Francisco today. I should mention that.
I don't like it one bit.
Swampy hot.
Oh,
It's not how
yeah.
it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be fall here all the time.
Yeah.
You have
Layers.
swamp crotch.
Oh, yeah.
Again,
Swamp
I'm working
ass.
on it. My body's working real hard on the swamp crotch.
My balls are moist.
Your balls are moist. Damn, dude, you're moist.
I'm moist.
The moist
My
one
feet are
is the
dank.
pure one, Tim Gettys.
Let Tim host.
Let him host, indeed. And then,
Tim,
of
let
course,
everyone host.
Yes.
rounding out the quartet, the pride of Long Island, Colin Moriarty.
We're almost done with our first bottle of McKenna
It's
here.
going so fast.
Colin, I love when you shave your head. There's
Thank
something
you.
so clean and simple and perfect about it.
Thank you.
I still think it makes him look too angry.
No,
He's
it makes him
already
look
he already
awesome.
gets a guff on the internet for being too angry, and we know him. We know he's depressed, sure. Like down on his luck, yeah, but angry, not all the time.
Down on his luck. You look like a down on his luck column.
See, I don't know if this is my favorite of the Collins, because I was telling you guys earlier, I recently saw IGN's top 25 PSP article
Yeah.
that is dominated by the two of these gentlemen right here, and there's pictures of you guys from like 2007, and man, the Colin with the little, it's just enough bush to be a bush
The
hair.
Colin Fro.
The Colin Fro, yeah.
I like
The
it.
Italian Colin
You missed
Fro.
that.
is
You
amazing.
missed my afro days.
I like that a lot.
Have you seen the full fro photos?
There's
Somebody
full
just
fro.
tweeted
There's a
me.
full
You never
fro.
go full fro.
Never
bro.
go, Colin. Never go full fro.
He
Oh, I
used to.
did many times.
Oh man.
In college, I didn't shave my head for about a year. And there's pictures of me at my nephew's christening with a huge afro. And when I
love
went
it.
down to Virginia for it, my sister's like, "What the fuck are you doing?" You know, like,
They're gonna ruin the wedding.
We're going to have pictures
Oh,
of you
man.
forever.
Yeah.
That's power.
All right, Colin.
Yeah, let me see.
Make a note and then send me the note because I will put this in as B-roll if I remember.
Here, I'll wave my arm. This is where you do it.
Well, no. See, we
This
did
is
really
where you
good.
put it in
my hair's
the
looking
B-roll.
legit now.
We did really good last week at calling out. All right, we need the link for the description, and Colin wrote them down and then just never sent it to me.
Slow baby steps.
We forgot. We're
Baby
getting there,
steps.
ladies
It's a
and gentlemen.
process, ladies and gentlemen.
This one we need the marker for, Colin. We put that one at the 5-minute mark, we'll say.
5 minutes.
Yeah, 5 minutes on the dime.
5 minutes.
Ladies
What?
and gentlemen, things were filmed before you saw this episode. That's why it's 5 minutes, even though
They were
you're not
good
5 minutes.
things.
If you didn't know, ladies and gentlemen, the Game Over Greggy show is simple. Every week, 4, sometimes 5 best friends gather around this table, each bringing a random topic of conversation for your amusement. If you like that, guess what? You can get it in a number of ways. Every Friday it goes up as an MP3 on GameOverGreggy.bandcamp.com. You can buy it for $1 uncut. All the audio is right there, like pure cocaña. If you don't think we're worth the dollar, cocaña. We don't think we are either, but over on youtube.com/GameOverGreggy, you can get every topic day by day broken out Monday through Thursday leading into the whole show, posting Friday. But why would you even care about the show posting on Friday? Because then you can just buy the next show on MP. Champagne, yeah. Buy t-shirts, districtclients.com/GameOverGreggy. Nick,
Yes.
we finally caught up to the time loop we were in.
We were stuck in some sort of...
A moment.
Yeah,
Event
they call it
horizon.
like an abnormality, or what's the word they use for a singularity? We had entered through a singularity. We didn't come out for another week and a half, so we calculated that.
If you have no
incorrectly.
idea what we're talking about, Nick's topics always come from the community. We decided to start having the community vote on Nick's next topic. We did it, but we didn't time it right, so the votes weren't cast yet. You hadn't seen the video by the time
We
Nick
recorded
picked
the
it.
other episode.
So
We're
now
trying.
it's
Baby
happening.
hard.
Baby steps.
Yeah.
So congratulations at Brett Hazelwood, who
Yay!
tweeted at me. Remember, follow me on Twitter and
done.
tweet fun things at me.
Nick
If you
_Scarpino.
have good topics, Nick _Scarpino.
Although Nick Scarpino does like getting him in general, just at Nick Scarpino.
He's a really cool guy, it turns out.
yeah.
So
He wants to be, he's a
Turns out.
scumbag, he says.
he doesn't really want that, though. I think he's just kind of being nice. He works at Google. Anyway, Brett Hazelwood, the man, the myth, the legend, said to us, what would you do if you met your clone?
So here's my question, because you're the question master. on
Yeah,
this
go
one.
ahead. Throw
Am
him
I
at
just
me.
walking
I'm
down the
ready.
street and I randomly run into him?
No, you're at a party, right? And someone's
Okay.
like, Greg, you
Oh,
gotta
you're
meet...
not walking down the street.
Totally
Yeah.
different.
No, you're at a party.
Greg, you gotta meet this guy. He just is so funny. You're gonna love him.
How
and
the
he
fuck
turns
would the person
around,
introducing
Wait, that's-
me
and he
not
turns
know?
around, and it's you, and it's your clone. And this
That's
and the
even
person's
more
like,
awkward.
never saw this. They just kind of trail
Never
out.
saw the sin.
No.
Never saw the sin.
I was gonna
In
say
this
singularity
thing, I'm
again.
not
That's the wrong
threatened.
thing.
We've met randomly. If I get the ding dong and they're in the house, then I feel like it's on.
You're threatened.
Yeah, aren't
Man,
you?
I like that you jumped to that doesn't even cross my mind.
Let me ask you this question though: if you walk into the house and he's already there with Steimer,
Yeah,
is he the clone or are you?
that's when it
That's
gets
a
down.
really good question. I was thinking the same thing.
Wow.
I tread
Holy
lightly because
crap!
I know
You guys take this way farther than I did.
Well, I got burned by the
Brain
Spider-Man
shots.
clone saga, of course.
You're right, you're right, yeah.
So what do you think when you hear this?
I think we're gonna be best friends.
Oh, no,
Fuck
no.
Alfredo.
Tim, I wouldn't be able to handle you.
The one thing I want more than Alfredo is Tim.
You do want another. You wouldn't be able to. You wouldn't be able to exist, and here's why. I know you.
At least he admits it.
You're a highly competitive young person. Some would call you a youngster. I would not. I have more respect
I'm
for
a
you than
youngster.
that.
I do young things.
You don't. There's no possible way that there's any world in which two Tim Gettys could exist.
I don't know, man.
Because if the other Tim Getty did a better list video than you did, you guys would either be like the like Rush. Have you seen the movie Rush with Niki Lauda?
Premium Rush?
No, that's an awesome movie too. No, Rush. It's about the two racers who
The band?
hated each other. No,
N64 racing game?
Is this the one with Thor? Is this the Thor?
this is the one with Thor.
Okay.
No, they would make you would either, because the other person was so competitive and so on par with who you were, you guys would both be incrementally better. You would make each other better even though you hated each other, or what would probably happen is one of you would destroy the other.
Yeah.
You'd have to.
So it's like the plot of Death Note for all those that have watched it. It's
It
now
is.
on Netflix.
Oh, I haven't watched it. I
Death
still haven't
Note.
watched it. We had this great anime conversation like 15 weeks ago,
Yes.
and we both were
Put it
like,
in the comments.
I'll watch Death Note if
Yeah.
you watch Robotech,
Robotech.
and neither one of us
For this
did
year, I don't need to
anything
talk.
else.
Yeah.
You gave me all of the Death Note series.
Yeah.
Now it's on,
Now it's on
Netflix.
Netflix.
So I don't have to worry about watching your weird hyper up-resed version of it.
Hyper.
I'm not
upwards,
even
huh?
gonna begin.
Hyper.
Well, can you
Hyper.
see the pencil drawing it? What is that even?
You literally can see in the cartoon, you can see the reflection of the person that drew it. That's how
I
up-res it is.
recorded a commentary track for Nick, and he just hasn't found it yet.
Bullshit.
Total bullshit. But how
Alright,
awesome
that would have
would
been
that
an
be?
awesome.
Yeah, but Tim is known for randomly embedding like dirty photos of himself in places.
I have done that.
Yeah.
He loaned
I've
me.
been known.
Did I tell the story yet? He loaned me.
No.
He loaned me.
I know the story.
An iPad, and there were two pictures on the iPad. One was like it looked like someone accidentally took a picture of a black screen, and then when you scrolled to the right, it was Tim accidentally taking a picture of himself, like a selfie, but he was doing it into the mirror, and in the mirror behind him, you could see his naked ass.
Buns.
It was genius.
No, but here's
Didn't
the
you also
genius
have a
thing
sock
about
on
it.
your dick?
I did have a sock on my
That's
dick.
that was the more grabbing.
That
part
wasn't
of
that wasn't
photo.
that one though. Was it?
Oh, this is
it was
another
the
time.
sock
It was.
dick.
It was
That's
the
right.
sock
I told
dick.
that
But no,
story.
the genius of this though is that I lent you my friend's iPad, and my friend is a girl, and I was like, if I give Nick this iPad, he's gonna look through the photos.
Yeah, I know.
I know he's gonna.
I
Look
didn't
through the
though. I
photos.
didn't even think to. I didn't think that because to me,
Then
people
how'd
don't
you see the picture.
Because Kevin was like, "Did you see the picture?"
No,
And I was
don't
like,
push this on
Don't
Kevin.
pull Kevin into this.
No, because I don't
He's
think
too
of
pure.
iPads as something you take pictures on. And I know that's stupid because people do it all the time. And I see people in San Francisco, mostly tourists, holding it
around
up
with their
and like
shitty
trying
iPad
to,
camera.
and they're like their arms fucking shaking because
Yeah.
they can't hold it up. They don't have the strength in their wrists.
I want to see what that Golden Gate Bridge looks like. What are you doing? What are you possibly gonna?
Yeah, but people take it with their iPhones, then it syncs to their iPads.
Sure, which I don't. Again,
Nick,
this
if
is not.
you're
something
not
I-
looking at young girls' iPad pictures, you're doing it wrong.
No, I mean normally if I take a girl's phone, if I'm like, hey, let me borrow your phone, I'm immediately going to their pictures and I'm going to scroll. I'm going to the gallery and I'm going to scroll as fast as possible until my eye catches something or until
Yeah.
they take it away from my
Exactly.
hand. And you know, by the way, the girls or people in general, because guys do this too, that have bad pictures because it'll be this. Oh, here you go. And the second you hit their picture button, they will snatch that like
Yeah.
a fucking kung fu movie out of your hand.
Yeah.
It'll be just Jackie Chan. That's it. Just
That's it.
Jackie
That's
Chan.
all you got.
It'll be just Jackie Chan,
Why do you have pictures of Jackie Chan on your phone?
Jackie
I have
Chan,
naked pictures of Jackie
the
Chan on my phone.
fastest hand there ever was. They
Oh
called
my
him.
God.
All right, so here's the thing we're overlooking with this clone business.
Yeah.
We're thinking we're gonna find the clone. It's going to be our age, exact same thing. What if we're in the Superman, Superboy? I wore the shirt for a reason today. Con-El situation where it's a younger version. It's the younger you. It's
Oh.
you at 15.
Well, then I teach him to be what I want me to be.
Yeah, but then it's going to be the same thing where he's like, who are you? You're not my dad. I don't care who you are. And then he's not going to be what you want to be.
I would
and he's going to
listen
be
to
a freaking punkhead or whatever Greg decided to
Punkhead.
start this.
But
Hey, you hanging out with your
Podcast
clone punk head?
But that's less of the lesser of the two paradoxes because if you were to clone yourself, like when they cloned Dolly the sheep in the 90s, the sheep starts as a young baby sheep and works its way up in an identical way genetically as the sheep that it was copied off of.
Yeah.
So that's a more likely thing. It would be really, truly fucking strange to run into a Colin Moriarty, for instance, that was me right now, because that would indicate that it was actually born at the same time, even if it was in a petri dish. Or it comes from the future, or
it's some
sort of spiritual thing.
You're both clones, and you guys were both made in a lab. Which
That's
is
the
exactly
thing.
where I would go.
Does anybody watch Orphan Black?
No.
Last year at Comic-Con, we interviewed the cast of Orphan Black.
We did.
The show sounded really cool. I bought season 1 when I got here. It's a year later. Made it through about 2.5, 3 episodes.
You did real good there.
It's interesting. But yeah, that's the whole thing. There's clones of that one girl. There's all these, and they got to figure out what's going on.
Battlestar Galactica.
Battlestar Galactica
is the better.
Best looking set of clones
stupid.
ever put on celluloid was Trisha Helfner's clones.
Yeah,
every time she did anything.
Number 6.
Number 6, more like number
what?
10 out of 10, if you know what I mean.
I thought we were gonna go dirtier than that. So
I was gonna go 69, but that doesn't make any sense.
No, not at all.
What's the point?
Because they only had 12 models, so it wouldn't make any sense.
No.
Yeah, but you always go 69, even when it doesn't make sense.
Even if you included the toasters and the Raiders, they only had 14 models. If you include,
there was a toaster.
They called the old
the
metallic versions.
I really wish there was like version 1 was just a toaster.
They're like,
I can talk about Battlestar all day,
to eat my hand.
Let's stop. So we got more clone stuff. So I think the clones are here for nefarious purposes. If I see clones, at no point am I thinking we're gonna be friends or we're gonna be. Well, I mean, like you're thinking of it. Oh, you're gonna mold them to be what you want to be. Like the other clone me is either there for nefarious purposes, or because he's been bred to do that. Or he has he's a tofu, he has no idea what he's about to get into. Or he's got his own shitty life he's got to worry about. And he's hey, whoa.
Well, there's the Disney Channel original movie classic, The Other Me, starring the youngest Lawrence brother. Things end well for them.
What do they do? They 69?
I think that was in the DVD
extended cut?
Yeah. But things ended up well. They were friends, and they solved problems. And that's what I would do.
So
I want to see Nick and his clone. That'd be interesting to me.
There's only a couple things that I might consider doing. One, kill it, because I would assume that you guys were trying to replace me with someone that would strangle it to death, looking deeply into its eyes. Yeah. I mean, my assumption is it wouldn't.
What would you think you were killing yourself?
It wouldn't know jujitsu like I know jujitsu. It didn't have 1.5 months of training in really hardcore jujitsu at the local gym.
Or the shadow boxing.
Or, I mean, it doesn't have my, 20 to 30 days of shadow boxing under my belt. So I'd kill it. I'd snap it. Because I would think there's something, you guys are replacing me. Something's not good.
I would pay to watch that fight.
Or, more likely...
They're like pacing off in the IGN parking garage.
Shanking each other.
But we have really short arms, so it's like not really doing anything.
You're both winded.
We're just sweating like shit.
Is the other clone smoking?
Yeah, I'd probably smoke.
So he's the cool clone still.
He might be the cool clone still. I would also I would either kill it or I would make it shop with me. So it could try clothes on, and I would look at it.
Oh my fucking god, that'd be awesome.
You know what I mean?
That's ingenious.
So like, I could just be like, no, try this on, and I wouldn't have to go through the whole problem of like stuffing my boxers into skinny jeans over and over again.
You're making assumptions.
Yep, that it looks exactly the same.
Because it starts as you as an embryo, as a zygote, and then it grows up, and so it might be a different weight than you. It might even be a different height. Like, these things aren't necessarily predetermined, literally. Like, Greg, is who he is right now because of his upbringing. His hot dog upbringing in Chicago that brought him tall and a little girthy.
Yeah, team fat.
Now, if you brought him up in a different environment where his parents were
China.
China, exactly. North Korea is an even better example because they're actually.
I was going to jump to my parents were athletic, but sure, they're Chinese or North Korean.
Well, North Koreans are stunted because they don't get enough to eat. So like their kids are actually shorter and they're generally smaller than South Koreans, which is why on the demilitarized zone, we put the biggest American soldiers and the biggest South Korean soldiers we can there because they think they were all that big, like much bigger than them.
Oh.
So it's a little tidbit for you. But
did Dennis Rodman blow all this up when he went there, though?
Yeah, they must have really been confused. But
wait a second.
But the people that saw Dennis Rodman were generally the elite, and the elite do have access to the outside world, so maybe not as surprising. Nonetheless, I just feel like we're ignoring some of the semantics of having a clone. Because you're not split from yourself literally right now. The Nick clone would be a totally different person.
I guarantee he'd be better looking. I guarantee he would.
Because I bet he's an asshole.
He's probably. I mean, if I were better looking and taller,
you're definitely not the bad clone.
I don't know about that. What if you were the bad clone? What if you're like, oh my god, I'm the bad clone? Like this guy's like 6'3", better hairline, like works at a charity.
You know what I'd think about?
He's a millionaire, but he also like gives half of it away.
Think about Metal Gear, man.
Metal Gear.
Remember that?
Nope.
Liquid thought he got all the bad genes, but it turned out Snake got all the bad genes. But Snake just believed in himself enough to be the good clone.
Yeah.
Snake never should have been
You're saying I
Akira.
could be Snake?
Yeah.
But Liquid ended up being in someone else's arm, but not really.
Not really. Not really. Just some form of psychosis.
Nanomachine.
Guys, I'm so sad. I never played a Metal
We
Gear.
pretty much caught you up on it right
Yeah,
there.
it's right there.
Yeah.
Cool. Thanks, guys.
Also, pause. Check into that a little bit before you.
Pause as in
Yeah.
PAWS.
P-A-Z. It means pause.
Oh yeah, you would like that. Yeah.
Let's
Like
just
Paz
say
de la
things aren't what
Huerta?
they seem with her.
Paz de la Huerta. Is she a guy?
No, she's not a guy.
She's a guy?
No, she's not a guy. What are you doing? Why are you breaking things?
I've done that 3 times already. What's going on with us?
What happened?
Clones. See, I think the thing when you think how cool it would be to have a clone, like when you were a kid and you
Why would
think
it be
about
cool?
it, right?
I never thought that.
Well,
I never thought
you
about
did too.
this.
You just did. You just were like, I'd make him change into clothes. Guess what?
Because I just thought of it now. I wasn't a kid going like, God, I wish I had a
he
clone brother.
probably hates that too, and he is your slave at that point. And when you're a kid and you're like, if I could self-replicate, if I could duplicate like an Invincible,
Yeah, and
if
make
I-
him go do the lawn.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, you wouldn't. Yeah, you share consciousness. It was like you're Dr. Manhattan. It's different than like forcing someone under slave labor to do
Sounds like a
things.
lot of work.
Yeah, but I mean, that benefits him too, though, because then he's like, oh, okay, I'm going to try on this time. You can try on next time. It's not a slave thing. It's like a...
He said
We're-
make. He didn't
we're
say
homies.
split the duties evenly.
Yeah, well, Nick makes me do things.
Yeah, and you're a slave.
It's a slave.
When was the last time he paid it forward to you?
Yeah, fuck
Today's
yeah.
like, oh man, yeah, I owe you money for burritos.
Am I like the
Greg."
Anakin to his Watto?
It's not that bad. You can call him Watto.
I kind
if
of
you want.
resemble Watto.
You talk like him.
Who's gonna get me a pizza pie?
That is nope.
The Jedi mind tricks don't work on him.
They don't. You did that my tricks don't work on me, Jedi.
On belated media's.
badass
Did he
Watto.
really start and finish the line with Jedi?
Have you ever, I wouldn't be surprised.
Was that the cunning nature of George Lucas's script?
It's like, dude, if I just start and finish every sentence with the same word, people will
Man,
think
people
I'm a
love the
genius.
Jedi Order. I'll just put Jedi in there as much as
Hemingway.
possible.
And I showed it to everyone, but belated media's What If Episode 1 was good. One of the great things that guy brings up, those are ingenious videos, by the way. But one of the things that guy brings up is why weren't all of the stormtroopers just Watto's race? Since they could just resist mind tricks.
Yeah, that's a good call.
Like, that's a pretty significant, in that universe, that is a significant advantage. If the Jedi can't use mind tricks on
Oh,
you.
this one little fucktard gets it. Just
like
chilling
one
on
guy.
Tatooine.
Yeah, he's like kind of like a working class Tatooine merchant with a couple slaves.
Slave owner.
He was.
Give me the nutshell. Give me
Go
the
back to
nutshell.
that
Give me
again.
the nutshell synopsis of Adolf Hitler.
He's just a fine, upstanding, working class, middle class guy.
I wasn't-
with a couple slaves.
I never said. I'm sorry. The insinuation was not that he was a positive. I'm just saying he was some working class dude with some slaves on Tatooine. I never said he was good. He owned a little shop.
He was trying
Jesus
to, he
Christ.
was just he was pushing forward the economy.
You guys are putting words in my mouth in a crazy way here.
He's
I
just
don't like it. I don't like
he's
it
just
at
a
all.
working class man with a small shop, 2 slaves, butchers women on the side. Kind of big.
He does have
He
2
likes to
slaves, though,
strangle
right?
dogs.
That
Annie and the mom.
right? Is that it?
Yeah. Annie.
I guess
Oh.
I never said.
Shmi.
Why would you call Anakin? Why Annie?
Because he's a kid.
Shmi Skywalker.
And then Anakin has his slaves too, little robot dudes. Yeah, those are slaves.
Yeah, they were slaves.
Those
Everyone
are
want,
getting the
you know,
head
if you
pop
think
up.
about it, like Star Wars is really kind of a messed up universe. There's a lot of slavery going on. There's a lot of cloning going on. It's all slaves. All the stormtroopers are slaves. They're clones that never got to choose what they could do in life. They were just
Which
born and
leads us
bred
right back to
to
our
be-
topic.
to being slaves. If you think about it, right? They don't have a choice in the matter.
Leia
They can't
was-
go be something else.
Leia was a slave, Jabba's slave in Jedi.
That's a different kind of slave, though.
Oh,
That's
yeah,
what-
that's
a way
okay.
creepier slave.
That's
That's a
okay.
sex slave.
Yeah.
That's
Do you
way.
think they did it?
I was gonna say, did any of your expanded fiction ever get into that?
Yeah.
Jabba?
And-
Wait,
No.
Sorry, yeah, as in they did it.
Oh no, I thought you meant as in how she became that.
No, I meant like, was there like
'Cause that's
weird?
Shadow of the Empire.
Was there like she's in this weird sexualized outfit? Was there weird sex stuff going on?
She dresses up as Bosch or whatever, which is the bounty hunter.
No, I knew this part. Yeah.
And then to get herself captured, but after that, like I don't.
They don't go into it.
know. Probably at some point somewhere, but that all happens within Jedi. So it's not like there's.
Oh, she wasn't there a while. She's only been there.
No,
bit.
you see her get there.
Oh right, and she takes off the thing
Yeah.
again. Yeah, okay.
So
And then they put on this bikini and chill.
No, she was wearing the bikini under the Bosch outfit.
Bullshit.
Yeah.
Just fit right.
Yeah, standard.
Just held everything. where it
Salacious
needed to
Crumb insisted that she put that particular.
He's like the Muppet. He's one of the Muppets.
Salacious Crumb.
help. He was like, yeah, put on the thing.
I had a
Labyrinth.
I think it was my brother that
Rejects.
had his Salacious Crumb toy just like on his rear view mirror or something like that. It's just
I think it was
it's
freaky,
a great
man.
character, man.
He's the homie.
So clones.
That's it.
That's it.
That's what we'd all do. I would immediately try to figure out if mine was good or bad, and then if I have to kill him, and then if he's good, I don't have any kind of plan.
Really?
Oh, hey, that's fucked up.
What
I guess
if you
we gotta,
see him start hanging out on IGN?
we got to figure this out. Like again, that's getting back to him being nefarious, which is what I'm saying. I'm more worried about if he's just another dude. We have to be like, whoa, what's going on with the cloning business? Now, of course, it doesn't help that every nerd looks like me. Every one of our
Mitch
fans
Dyer
looks like
looks
me.
a little like you.
Exactly.
Yep.
We can just go down the list. Everybody.
can.
Hillary Goldstein looked like me, or I looked
No.
like him, depending on how
No.
you got there.
No.
No. Okay.
Man.
Yeah, I just would be a little disappointed that I wasn't the only me in the world. I like to think of myself as a beautiful and unique snowflake.
You are.
Thanks, guys.
It's your experiences that make you who you are.
So I chose
He
to
didn't
be
have
evil.
those.
Thanks, Jesus.
That was some Jesus preaching right there.
I think
I would
Jesus
be
said
the
that in
evil
the letters to
You're
the
not the
Colossians.
evil one.
I'd be as evil as it gets. I don't have it in me to be super evil. Neither would my clone. We would just have like moments of evil where we just like pick on the news producer for no reason, like I did today. Sorry, Mike.
Maresca?
No, Michael. I gave him a
Who's
tough
Michael?
time today. Don't worry about it.
I thought Matt Maresco does the news.
He does. There's 2 news producers now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's big
Well-
business news. The news.
Matt Maresco is one of my favorite people.
Matt Moresco is an enigma wrapped in a question mark. That man is just the most fascinating human
He
being.
really is.
And he looks just
really
like Matt
is.
Damon.
He looks like Matt Damon. He wears, on a consistent basis, house slippers to work, which he does on purpose, and I haven't figured out why, and I want to know why. Desperately.
Oh, he's very self-aware of,
Oh, he is.
of how awesome he is.
And he's
though.
like an amazing matte artist. Like he's studying like matte art, where like the big, you paint the big backgrounds in movies. That's what he wants to do. It's crazy, but like digitally.
He 2 things about Matt Maresco. He's one of my favorite people to talk about hockey with in the world. He talks about hockey with me all the time because he really loves hockey. He's probably the only other guy in the office that really loves the sport. And second thing is going to Japan with Matt Maresco, one of the best things that's ever happened to me in my life. Especially when he lost his passport. But more on that on another episode of the Game Over.
We'll have to get him on here. Matt
I love
Maresco.
Matt Maresco.
Oh,
Usually,
God, yes, we have to get Matt Moresco on here.
Matt usually anchors the Babbia podcast, which I was on this weekend because Matt was biking down California or something.
Yeah.
What do they do on that podcast?
They have nerdy conversations twice a month instead of every day like us.
What
But
if-
basically, imagine this. But you're Bobby. You two aren't here. Matt Wong is behind the camera, and then they have 2 additional cameras.
How come
Why not?
I've never gotten on that pod? I didn't even know this thing was a thing. I want to be
It's
on
good.
it. I'm all on it.
Let's put the link in the description. You can go check it out, or you can just search on YouTube for Babbia podcast. Now you go. Now what do you got?
Who is it, Bobby? Is it Bobby at 1984? At Bobby at 1984? Who puts it on? Is it Matt Wong?
Well, they would do it together.
Yeah, but who do I have to have everyone that's watching the show right now?
Oh,
tweet
I'm
at?
sorry. Yeah,
So
tweet at
I can-
Babbia 1984 to get Nick Scarpino on the Babbia podcast.
Please do.
Okay,
I wanna
and then
go.
click in the description to go look at
I
his
could
other
just
videos.
call Bobby or Matt Wong up.
No, it's
and
funnier
just
to have
ask
them do this.
But it's way funnier if at least
Somebody.
2,000 people would do this.
2,000 is what we need. Okay. Jeez.
One of Matt Maresco's best friends was one of my college teachers. It's a fun fact. They taught me media performance.
Really?
Yeah.
You're good at media
I taught her a
performance.
thing or two.
What
does that mean?
Performance.
With your mouth?
I
What?
don't know. I fucked with her way too much.
Really?
I was very inappropriate in that class.
Damn.
Wow, I
really?
got-
The pure one?
I
Being
got-
inappropriate in class?
Yeah.
Was
My
she
college
cute?
days were
Text me her
Different.
name offline so we don't say it. I want to
Text
Google
me
a
her
picture
name
of her.
offline.
No, I
Just
just
texting me on.
any chance I got to be in front of the class, I took all my clothes off way too often.
Really?
Yeah.
Even
And there was
your
one
undies?
time, like our final in the class was we had to do an interview with somebody, and everyone partnered up, and I made sure not to partner with anyone because I knew there was an odd number in the class, and I'd have to do it with her.
Yeah.
And man, I made her uncomfortable. And you know what? I don't feel bad about it. She thought it was funny. She was in on it, but
If you saw her
I
today,
asked her how her vagina was feeling.
Jesus.
how-
And she was your
Is it weird?
teacher?
Yeah.
what was
They're
her-
gonna rescind your degree.
I was going to say, what kind of clown college degree
I was
you
from
got?
Clown College. That's what I do. She didn't have a
he
good answer.
He works at IGN. He doesn't need a degree.
That's true.
Yeah.
Nick, this topic came from the community.
It did come.
We're
from
going to have the
community.
community voting your topics going forward.
Are we?
However...
Did you spring that one on me just
No,
now?
I thought we were doing that from now on.
Oh, I can pick a couple more if y'all want.
However,
Yeah.
we put the phone down. Exactly. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to Comic-Con next week. Or by the time you're hearing this, most likely, because you're a cheap bastard and give us the $1. We're on our way to Comic-Con already. So we're filming next week's episode tomorrow. So like we'd be another time paradox if we
so
said
complicated.
We are the clones.
we are. Oh my god. So there you go. Well, next week you can vote on topics again, and then we'll get into a schedule where we have it working. Hopefully, maybe kind of, sort of.
Sweet. In the meantime, please keep tweeting at Nick_Scarpino. Anything you want to say, any topics you might have. If you have a question for me, by the way, and not for the show, just say, "Hey Nick, this is a question for you, not the show." Because
And then they're out of characters, and they don't get to tweet anything.
Yeah, that's true. But if you guys actually want to talk to me on Twitter too, I'm cool with that. I like to answer Twitter questions. But you can also send me your questions for the show.
This is like the saddest asking of for tweets I've ever had. Guys,
You get a lot of
like
tweets.
to-
You have a lot of followers.
I do. Oh, it's not that I don't have followers. It's that now everyone tweets at me to
They're just
the
like
topics of the
dicks.
show. No, they're cool, but they're like, hey,
Shirts without sleeves.
Here's the thing, like they have these really interesting questions that they tweet at me for the show, and then I feel I want to answer them on Twitter.
Like Nick answers them, and they're just
And
like,
then
I don't want your opinion.
No, they don't.
I
And
want
that's
to
why
hear what Colin has to
I like
say about
delete.
sleeveless shirts.
But every once in a while, it'd be nice if someone on Twitter like wanted to ask me how my date was.
Good lord, this is gonna be a good week.
Anyway.